Each person's life is like a river, flowing through many ups and downs, waves, and storms. Upon reaching retirement age, after years of struggling for a livelihood and competing with life, people realize that the most precious thing is inner peace. Not worrying about others, not being troubled by life, that is the way to live peacefully and happily. Life at this stage should not be a time of regret or anxiety but a journey of self-discovery, contentment, and deep appreciation for the simple moments that bring true happiness. Youth is the time when we devote all our energy to work, family, and children. We race against time, striving to build a career, to provide for loved ones, and to achieve the ambitions we set for ourselves. Every day is filled with deadlines, responsibilities, and obligations, leaving little room to pause and reflect. However, as we grow older, these things are no longer priorities. The fast-paced life that once defined our younger years gradually slows down, offering us the chance to embrace serenity. This is the time to live for ourselves, to let our souls be light and serene. There is no need to pay attention to gossip, no need to be troubled by things that cannot be changed. Life is inherently imperfect. The more we cling to it, the heavier our hearts become. Instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, the golden years of retirement should be spent cherishing the present moment, appreciating the beauty of each sunrise, and finding fulfillment in the simple joys of life. Not worrying about others does not mean being indifferent or emotionless. It means knowing how to let go of unnecessary things. Throughout life, we often find ourselves entangled in the affairs of others, worrying about how they perceive us, engaging in conflicts that drain our energy, or feeling obligated to meet societal expectations. But retirement brings a newfound freedom, a chance to break free from these burdens. Let the world take care of its own affairs because each person has their own life and destiny. If we keep interfering in others' matters, we only bring unnecessary worries upon ourselves. Instead of engaging in idle gossip or dwelling on negative thoughts, we should channel our time and energy into activities that bring us joy and fulfillment. Learning to smile at unpleasant things and facing everything with a peaceful heart, that is the wisdom of old age. Not being troubled by life means accepting the changes of life. Change is inevitable, nothing remains the same forever. When we were young, we were easily upset by things that didn't go our way, easily angered by injustice, and quick to react to the challenges that came our way. But at a certain age, we understand that everything in life has its fate, its moments of coming together and drifting apart. The people we love may move away, situations may change, and time will continue to pass. Learning to accept and let go, rather than trying to control everything, makes our hearts feel lighter. True peace comes not from resisting change but from embracing it with grace and wisdom. The ability to adapt to life's transitions with an open heart allows us to find tranquility even in uncertainty. After retirement, take the time to enjoy simple pleasures. A morning sipping tea while watching the sunrise, an afternoon reading a book on the porch with the gentle breeze rustling the leaves, or a trip to visit friends and loved ones, all of these bring happiness. Instead of worrying about the world's affairs, take care of your health and cherish every peaceful moment with your family. The joy of being surrounded by loved ones, of reminiscing about cherished memories, and of making new ones should be the essence of life in retirement. When the mind is calm, life becomes peaceful. One of the most important factors in maintaining a serene old age is good health. Without work burdens, we have more time to take care of our bodies. A balanced diet, regular exercise, and a relaxed mind help maintain good health and prolong life. It is not just about living long but living healthily and happily. That is what truly matters. Good health allows us to enjoy our days to the fullest, to explore new hobbies, to travel, and to engage in activities that enrich our lives. Without health, even the most beautiful moments can be overshadowed by discomfort and limitations. Furthermore, staying connected with friends of the same generation adds meaning to life. The bonds we build over the years are a source of comfort, understanding, and companionship. Social gatherings, traveling together, or simply having gentle conversations over a cup of coffee make the post-retirement years more enjoyable. Happiness does not only come from tranquility but also from sincere relationships and shared moments of affection. Laughter shared with old friends, deep conversations about life, and the joy of simply being in the presence of those who understand us bring a sense of belonging and warmth. Spending time on personal passions is another way to make old age more interesting. If, in the past, work kept us from pursuing hobbies like painting, playing music, gardening, writing, or participating in social activities, now is the perfect time to do so. These small joys add color to life and enrich the soul. Engaging in creative pursuits stimulates the mind and nurtures the heart, allowing us to express ourselves in ways that we may not have had time for before. Additionally, maintaining a habit of learning keeps the mind sharp and the spirit refreshed. Reading books, learning a new language, taking online courses, or simply keeping up with the news daily helps keep the brain active, preventing boredom and mental aging. Learning is not just for knowledge but also for experiencing and enjoying new aspects of life. The pursuit of knowledge keeps us engaged with the world and fosters a sense of curiosity and wonder, proving that learning has no age limit. Beyond personal learning, engaging in volunteer work brings great joy and meaning. Helping those in need, participating in charity programs, or simply sharing valuable life experiences with younger generations makes life more fulfilling. When we give, we also receive immense happiness, making old age more meaningful than ever. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, create ripples of positivity that extend far beyond ourselves. Seeing the impact of our generosity and wisdom on others can bring an immense sense of purpose and satisfaction. Happiness does not come from possessing much but from appreciating what we have. When we let go of worries and keep our hearts at peace, that is when life becomes truly serene. After years of hardship, let the days of old age pass gently, without worries or burdens. A calm heart and a gentle smile are enough for a happy life. The most beautiful moments are often found in the simplest things: the warmth of the sun on our skin, the laughter of loved ones, and the feeling of contentment that comes from within. Life is short, and time cannot be turned back. When we reach retirement, we should make the most of the remaining years in the most meaningful way. Do not dwell on insignificant matters, do not worry about things beyond our control. Live fully and find joy in the simplest things, for peace is not far away. It resides within each person's heart. The key to a fulfilling retirement lies in our perspective, choosing to focus on gratitude, positivity, and the present moment rather than dwelling on regrets or fears. Finally, always maintain a positive and optimistic attitude. No matter what life brings, as long as we know how to love ourselves and cherish what we have, we will always feel joyful and at ease. A smile every day, an open heart, and a life filled with love, these are the keys to a peaceful, fulfilling life after all the years of hardship. The golden years of retirement should not be seen as an ending but as a beautiful new chapter, one filled with wisdom, love, and serenity. Proof of that is the story of William's journey in search of peace. William's life had been a constant race against time, work, and responsibilities. Born into a modest family, he understood early on that if he wanted a comfortable life, he had to work harder than others. So, from a young age, William never stopped striving. He became a talented engineer, respected by colleagues and highly valued by his superiors. But to achieve that success, he had made many sacrifices. For decades, William's life revolved around unfinished projects, endless meetings, and plans that never seemed to reach completion. Every day, he woke up early, immersed himself in work, and returned home late at night. Even when sitting at the dinner table with his family, his mind was preoccupied with numbers, blueprints, and deadlines. He believed that if he pushed himself just a little harder, completed one more project, he would finally have time to rest later. But what he didn't realize was that time waits for no one. Then, the years of hard work passed, and William reached retirement. Instead of feeling relieved, he was overwhelmed by a vast emptiness. Without work, without a packed schedule, he suddenly felt lost in his own life. He had grown accustomed to the fast-paced rhythm, to solving complex problems, to the feeling of being needed. Now, waking up with nothing urgent to do felt unfamiliar and unsettling. At first, William tried to maintain his old habits. He kept up with industry news, called former colleagues to ask about ongoing projects, even though they no longer involved him. He worried about things beyond his control, his children's careers, financial stability, even what others thought of him. He attempted to fill his free time by constantly checking emails and reading news, but the more he did so, the more restless he felt. One day, his longtime friend Robert invited him out for coffee. Robert, who had retired a few years earlier, looked more at peace than ever. Seeing his friend's relaxed demeanor, William couldn't help but wonder. "When you first retired, did you feel empty?" William asked. Robert chuckled, "Of course. Everyone does. But then I realized that retirement isn't an ending, it's a new beginning. We spend our whole lives working for others. Isn't it time we learned how to live for ourselves?" Those words lingered in William's mind. That evening, as he sat on his porch watching the sunset paint the sky in shades of red and gold, he realized how long it had been since he last appreciated such beauty. How long had it been since he simply took a moment to enjoy life? The next morning, William decided to change. He started with small steps. He stopped checking work emails, stopped worrying about office gossip, and focused instead on things that truly brought him joy. Each morning, he took a walk in the park. The slow, steady rhythm of his footsteps beneath the canopy of trees made him feel lighter. He learned to savor his coffee instead of drinking it hurriedly like before. He tended to the small garden in his backyard, finding joy in watching tiny green sprouts push through the soil. He also reconnected with old friends, people he had unintentionally neglected in the rush of life. They gathered for tea, reminisced about old memories, and shared simple joys rather than discussing work and finances. More importantly, William learned to let go of things he couldn't control. He no longer tried to dictate his children's decisions, understanding that they had their own paths to follow. His role was not to worry or control, but to support and trust them. Gradually, the worries and burdens of the past faded away. His heart became lighter. He realized that happiness was not found in success or status, but in the simplest daily moments. One afternoon, as he sat on a bench by the lake, watching gentle ripples dance across the water, he smiled. He had finally uncovered the secret to happiness, not holding on, but learning to let go. From that day forward, William lived each day with gratitude, embracing the peace he once thought he would never find. Thank you for watching the video. If you found this information useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to get the latest videos. Goodbye.